morning, traders. Welcome to the TMT Stock Market Strategy video for Friday, March the 3rd. Well, interesting developments yesterday, right? We had markets move lower. Most of the move lower was at the opening, as it was on the move higher the day before. So a lot of the gains have been taken back. And this is, I'm talking about market hour activity. Yes, we were up like 32 handles, I believe, in the ES. That was included on a gap up, with the spiders. Let's say, let's call, for instance, spiders at three and change. That was including the gap up from the previous close. But if you looked at the daily activity, the activity from 9:30 to 4, you'll see that most of the gains were taken back. That's not good, because if we have a gap up like that, we want to either stay sideways, have an inside day, and then move higher today or even on Monday. Well, that did not happen. Markets rolled over again yesterday. Again, unfortunately, a very quiet day for a day trader that's trading the indexes, because the markets gapped down most of the day and went really sideways. A little push lower at one point, but the high probability trade was really not there. And the reason why I'm talking about it, because I get a lot of emails, asking me to discuss the high probability trade, and it really is just about the trader's mindset, having really good confidence in the trade and having minimum risk. All right, large rewards, minimum risk. That's really what the high probability trade is, and it means that you don't have to trade every single day in order to get those gains and establish those goals. So let's get right to it. Really, not much, but I wanted to show you a couple of the charts. Here's that the UUP again. We talk about the dollar, and I mentioned again, like I said here, don't count the dollar out. Safe haven flows will come into that money. Safe haven flows will come into the dollar at one point, and I think the dollar has a great shot of breaking out here, taking out this swing high and really starting to move. We had some nice volume here, you could see, and RSI is really doing well here, just kind of making higher highs and higher lows, not even overbought at the moment. So this chart looks great for higher prices. What does that do to commodities? Well, it puts a little pressure on the commodity itself, and we'll show you that in a moment. Here is our Pro Trader Premier levels. Just wanted to show them to you, okay? And I'll just pause the video for a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can see here what a difference it makes, right? Well, this is what we show you at in our Pro Trader Premier video with our subscribers. So nothing really yet to say, other than the fact that we are testing this lower end of this horizontal channel, and we'll see if it breaks. If it does break, we're going to wait for this little area here. This will be the swing low. If that gets taken out, guys, that means that resuming the downtrend is occurring and is happening. So watch. There's no trade here in the TLT. There's no high probability trade at all. I stay away from that until we either break to the upside or break lower. GLD, you can see here we tagged at 70, which we were overbought for quite some time. You can see that here. Again, overbought, oversold is not a sell signal. It's just a guide of what price is doing. And really, price is what pays us, so that's what we really want to focus on. And you can see that we're starting to roll over in the GLD, but watch the GDX. Remember I mentioned we have some divergence, and look what's happening. Now we're starting to really break down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this head and shoulders label off, since we're breaking down after today. If we take out today's low, that's pretty much it. I'm going to really take that off, because then it really... this right shoulder will go all the way back down, even do like a head test, which we can do, but to me that's really not a good, strong inverted head and shoulders. If it were to be, it wouldn't break down this far. Okay, and that's why I take the patterns out right away when they're not working. So we're here now. If we start to lose this area, I'm going to take that off as of Monday. So you'll see that change. But right now we have a failed inverted head and shoulders, which is a bullish pattern. So let's see what happens. If we get a continued strength in the dollar, I would suspect that the GDX and gold and oil itself will start to move over. Now remember, watch the commitment and trade reports that come out today at the end of the day. In particularly crude oil. Crude oil, I haven't seen the producers more heavily short at these areas. Every week they get shorter and shorter, and we're at extremes now where the speculators, which are the, quote-unquote dumb money in the report, are even more long than ever. So they look like they're really going for broke here. If it does break down, watch it, because you'll get some nice sell signals in the oil sector. All right, so keep an eye on that. All right, to the indexes, you can see here, like I mentioned, and again, not including the gap. If you take just the daily range of the 930 to 4, you see we've taken back everything that we've had on the previous day. Now the gap was big because it was about 17 handles alone in the ES. So this gave about let's just say, yeah, almost a dollar, well, almost $2. So we took back a dollar and change yesterday, and then we'll see if we get a gap fill here. Okay, but not a good sign. That's not what you want to see. What I want to see is that we either close up or slightly down, staying within the inside day. But this is not a good sign that we couldn't sustain the gains. All right, everything is all due in time, and everything has to be accordingly. Here's our scenario chart that played out. I didn't suspect that we were going to go to 240. I was thinking that we were going to kind of ride the upper end of that trend line to get to 240 with slightly lower, slightly higher lows, moving its way back up. But we did it. We got it there right away. Now there's a gap area that's going to need to be filled. See if we fill a gap today, and see where we go from there. Once we fill the gap, then it's really anyone's guess, and we're not looking to guess here. So we're going to wait to see what happens. Obviously, there's small little gaps within. You could see that here, little tiny gaps. But this is going to be the bigger one here, this bigger area of 235.44. We'll see if that gets taken out, and see if the buyers and dips continue to come in. Transports here, I don't think the transports are acting very well. I do like the fact that they're consolidating at the upper end of the range, but the fact that we actually went lower than the previous day is not a good sign. And especially the transports, which is deemed our leader here of all the indices that we follow, and it is the leader of all of the indices, showing a little bit of weakness here. I'm not really too crazy about that. Secondary index that I like to follow, obviously, is the IWM. For those of you I know are short, there are many of you that are short, I hear. So keep an eye on this. This is if you're short, it's a good sign because we took out the previous days, not only the day's low, but we're actually filling the gap here. So quite interesting. Okay, this is a good gauge of risk on, risk off in the IWM. So keep an eye on that, guys. This is really a concern if you're a bull. I would suspect. And last is going to be the Qs, and you can see the Qs here again. We took back all of the gains that were done from 9:30 to 4. All right, now we're going to see if we fill the gap. Today is going to be interesting to see if we fill the gap. We have a lot of Fed speakers out. Just real quick, I'll go over with you. Fed Evans and Lackers at 10:15. This is all Eastern time here in the United States. Powell at 12:15. We have Fisher at 12:30, and then of course Janet Yellen at 1 p.m. Eastern time here in the United States. So a lot of possible risk events going on here today with the speakers. If someone says something that the markets don't like or do like, we can go one way or the other. So today needs to be you got to be real careful today. All right, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.